Welcome to the Money Watch Show. It's Thursday, February 8th, and we are here trying to answer your financial questions. If you've got one, just go to our website, JillOnMoney.com, and click the Contact Us button. And while you're there, you got to check out all the great content. And, of course, look at the About section. Oh, wait, don't, because Mark Talercio, who's my co-host of this show and the executive producer of my life, has not done what he said he would do. Now, I told you that I was going to give you a real break and not bug you about this because you were moving. Okay, so you're in the house. Where is my mark on my website?
Well, I would say we're still very much moving. You can't walk in the living room because everything is still in boxes and scattered all over the place, and we still don't have a couch. So it's going to be a little bit.
Okay, so when do you want me to put the hammer down? How about this? I feel like I can do this. Do you believe that you could get your bio in my hands so that I can look at it by the end of this month, the end of February?
No.
Really?
No.
Oh my God. You don't have a resume? Are you on LinkedIn?
I may have been on there at some point. I'm not sure.
All right. Give me the time horizon so I can stop bugging you.
Mid to late March.
Okay. Why don't we make this easy? By the end of the first quarter, I need copy in my hands.
Okay.
Okay? Fair? Everybody, You got it. We're all in it together. How are you today besides me bugging you?
I'm good. I'm still a lot of things, dealing with a lot of things here still.
I know. It's just a lot. I mean, that's the thing.
They screwed up. They didn't put in enough insulation in one spot on the roof.
So it's cold?
Not cold, but it was developing condensation.
Uh-oh.
Because you have the steel drain coming down from the roof, and it's hitting like hot air from the heating unit, and it was creating water. Uh-oh. So today, actually, there's currently a big hole that they had to cut. So today, actually, they're coming to address and redo everything.
That's so much fun, Mark. I know. It's
really. It's lovely.
Of course, I was like, oh, you put your Ring doorbell up? I'm so impressed. It's taken me like a year to do that, but okay. Gosh, it's just one thing after another. I know it is such a drag. It is such a drag dealing with this kind of household stuff, but someone has to do it, and that's the issue and you're that person in your family and I'm that person in my family. So that's where we are. We should stop complaining about it because it's just the way it is, right?
Yeah, I'm not complaining. I just want it done with, and so we can move on.
All right, let us move on. Also, I have to see this place. I'll tell you what, I'm not coming to your new place until I have your bio in my hands. I'll tell you that much.
Well, yeah, that'll probably be about the time that we're actually ready to have visitors.
Okay. I could be a visitor. Aunt Jill can come whenever she wants. Theo and I have a thing. Don't worry about us. We'll be fine. All right, let's bring in our guest today. It is Janet, who is on the line from Southern California. Hello, Janet. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Jill. I really enjoy your show.
Thank you. What's going on? How can we help you?
Oh, we're going to sell our primary residence this year. And because we have a lot of proceed coming in after selling the house. So I wonder how to invest the large chunk of money at one time because I don't want to sit there
doing nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're selling your primary residence. You get a cash out. How much is there any tax that's going to be due? Are you said are you married?
Yes. Me and my husband.
And how much are you selling it for?
$2 million.
$2 million. What did you buy it for?
1.3.
Okay. I'm asking this for a very specific reason because you know that every couple has an exclusion when they sell their primary residence of capital gains. And the exclusion, you know that, right? So
yes.
Everyone listening, if you're an individual of your capital gains, you can exclude $250,000. If you're married, it's $500,000. But as Janet and her mate are learning right now, your appreciation was great. So it's $700,000 of gain. And that means that you're going to owe long-term, you owned it for more than a year, right?
Oh, yeah. We owned it for, 8 or 9 years.
So that means you're going to have to pay a long-term capital gains rate on the sale of this house. So you know that, right?
Yes.
Okay. How much do you guys make together so we can figure out how much of this lump sum we got to put aside?
Mine is 115, my husband 135K.
Okay. And how old are you guys, by the way?
54, 53.
I like that you had to think. I like that you thought about them. 53, maybe 54. Okay. Where are you going to move to?
Oh, we have a condo paid off. Right now it's renting, so we're moving. We're downsizing.
That's great. That's fantastic. You're both working. How much money are you guys contributing into retirement generally? Like, you don't have to give me the exact number, but like about how much? Are you maxing out, both of you, or not?
Yes, I maxing out. Basically, I put half my income into 403B and 457B.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
You're killing it. You're killing it, girl. So the reason why I asked that is that, looking at your capital gains rate, you're doing pre-tax, right? For the 403B and the 457. Is that right?
Yeah, I have very small Roths.
Okay. That's okay. In this case, it's going to help you because there's this weird rule about capital gains, which you probably know. I'm going to say this to everybody. The weird rule is that you have a long-term capital gains rate of 3 different levels, 0, 15, and 20%. However, there's an extra, let's call it a surtax. It's called the Medicare surtax, which can increase the rate from 15 to 3.8% and 20 to 23.8%. And that tax usually kicks in when you make more than $250,000 as a couple. You guys make $250,000 as a couple, but you put away so much money pre-tax that you are probably mostly in the 22% tax bracket. Is that about right?
Yeah.
Okay. This may be the one time, Mark, where you'll be happy that they used pre-tax just because we're driving their income down. So, of the money that is coming out of that primary residence, do you have any outstanding mortgage?
230 left.
It's unbelievable. So of the 700,000, there's 230. Are there any big expenses coming in the near term? No, like, you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that you can foresee that you, no. Okay. So we have almost $500,000. You have 470,000. Let's call it 450. Is that about what the amount is that you're thinking about for your lump sum?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So tell us about what else you have so we can figure out how we can go to Vegas and, burn up all this money for the Super Bowl. I'm just kidding you. How much money do you have saved? What's in your 403B, your 457, and your spouse's retirement accounts?
Well, I've always been saving money. So I have about $500,000 in 403B and 457. I have a brokerage account at Vanguard, and I have 280 in there. I also have a 40K in iBond, cash in saving and money market, about 100K.
Mm-hmm. And what about spouse?
That's together.
Okay, great. Fabulous. Fabulous. How much is the condo that's paid off worth?
It's about 800.
Holy smokes. That's great. If you look at the future, is there any idea about like when you're thinking about retirement and whether or not either of you is entitled to a pension?
Yeah, we will have pension and we plan to retire in 3 years. My husband will have pension about $3,000 starting age 60. My pension can start anytime I retire, but I have to wait until 55. So my pension is about $2,400 a month.
Oh my God. So you guys are going to have, just so I'm clear, I mean, I know not this second because he's going to wait he'll have a few years before he can claim. But when you retire, you'll have at least at his age 60, you'll have $5,400 a month in income. And that does not include Social Security. Are either of you or both of you entitled to Social Security?
Just my husband. He will get We plan to wait until 70 for him.
Definitely.
He will get 4,000 by then.
Oh my gosh. And so when you move into this condo, what do you think your expenses are going to be? Like, what do you think the total is for your expenses looking ahead? Like, again, I don't want you to live like paupers. You're not, it's just like, what do you think you really spend to live a nice life?
I would say 6,000.
Okay. So you guys are in such good shape. It's insanity. I love it. It's great. So in 3 years, would either of you work part-time or not?
We actually have rental property.
Mark, I'm just going to stop right now because I can't even tell you that, like, Janet's like slowly but surely telling me that, like, oh, wait, we have nothing. Okay.
I knew this was coming.
I knew this was coming too. I was just like building it up for everybody. So Janet, tell us about your rental property, your other rental property. What else do you have?
Six rental properties.
She had to count in her head. 3,
yeah,
4,
exactly.
5,
Wait,
6.
I got to use my second hand for that, or my toes. 6 properties. Okay. You don't have to drill down on all of these, but is your intention to keep all of these during retirement?
Yes, for retirement income. Yes.
Okay. So what's the cash flow after all expenses? What's the cash flow on those 6 properties on a monthly basis?
I know yearly throughout the past 8 years, it's up and down from 35K to 55K.
Okay. So, I mean, it's fair to say that when you retire in 3 years, right, you will have the pension that you will collect, right? Your $2,400 plus whatever the cash flow is from these rental properties. Plus you might dip into some money from your brokerage account just in the first few years before your husband receives Social Security, just in case, it's not 55, it's more like 35. You're fine though, right?
Yeah.
And then once he claims his Social Security, his pension, then you're cooking, right?
Yes.
So here's the big question for you, Mark. Given the facts on the ground that Janet has laid out, and we think about this $450,000 in a lump sum, tell me what you want to happen. I'm guessing I know that in a few years where there's just one income, tell me about the conversion that you want to do, Mark.
That's probably what I would do when everyone is nice and retired and their income drops. They have a lot of, they have a good chunk of pre-tax money. That's the window to start converting it with that pile of cash.
Are you familiar with like us giving that kind of advice? I'm sure, but
yes.
I mean, your income is going down. There's no doubt.
Yes.
And I think there's like this unique window that you guys have where you have this $568,000. So the reason why I'm asking that is that when we're talking about investing a lump sum, yes, I want to invest it, but I also want to make sure it's not so tied to, it's not so aggressive that, we got to make sure we leave some money out to do our conversions. So I'm sort of feeling like maybe, they can keep putting money in retirement. You don't have to. It's kind of up to you. I'm thinking that in 3 years, when they're 56, right? They're 56 and 57. That's when we kind of really move forward and we say, all right, we convert as much as will keep them in which tax bracket? Well, I mean, I don't know where tax brackets are going to be. Let's pretend they're in. I would go up to the 24%. Would you, Mark?
Oh, I'm fine with that.
Okay. So you go up to the 24%, which means you convert enough to stay in the 24% tax bracket. Remember, they're not going to have zero income because they still have the rental properties.
Yeah.
Right? So, but I think I would do it at that 3-year period.
Is that what you were thinking, Janet?
Yeah, because I think the tax bracket will not drop. I mean, we will not be lower. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, especially like it's so fascinating because in some respects, like this lump sum comes at a perfect time. So how are you investing the money in the brokerage account right now? Of that 280 that's at Vanguard, what's in there right now?
I bought a lot of ETF. Basically,
Yeah.
I manage myself. I just keep buying ETFs and some individual stock, but small amount.
So, Mark, what do you think about, should we lock in some of this lump sum and like, should we buy some CDs? Like, should we buy a bunch of 3-year, 3, 4, 5-year CDs to have the money available to convert, or is that not worth it?
I really don't want to take a lot of risk because I know 3 years sounds like a long time, but it's really not that long of a time. And if we know we're going to do this, like, you kind of need that money to be there when you start converting.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't want to go crazy with the risk.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, you're not going to convert it all at once, but if we look at this period of time, let's say the 3 years before you turn 60, his pension starts at 60.
Yes.
Your pension starts whenever you want, but it would ostensibly start when you retire, right?
55. I have to wait until 55. Yes.
So we need enough cash, like, at 55, let's say you get to 55, you retire. But now we have like from 55 to 60 is basically where we have the ability to do this. I think that we want to leave, I don't think you have to convert every single penny, but if you can get at least half of that converted, which it'll probably be, if you could think about like, it'll probably be 6 something by that time. I think it's fair to say that if we go up to the 24% tax bracket and we get you to up, converting 100, or 150, like that's going to really take a chunk out of that. And I think that should be the goal, is that we really want to reduce that. Do you guys have adult kids?
No kids at all.
No kids? Okay. So this is just for you. Since it is just all you guys, dare I say, you're in fantastic shape. You have nothing to worry about. So I think the lump sum should be a somewhat not conservative, but more balanced, right? And you can slowly but surely convert. If things change, we can make different choices. You're in such great shape. You have nothing to worry about, which is pretty remarkable.
If you don't get it all converted too, it's not the end of the world.
That's right. Because if you don't get to convert it, we have until 70, like 60 to 70. You could start just pulling money out and living on that if you need to, or if you wanted to use some of that money because a rental property needs some work or something like that. I mean, look, eventually you're going to need some. Are you managing the rental properties yourselves?
No, we have a company. We have a management company.
Okay. All right. Well, I think it's great. I'm excited for you. I think it's going to be amazing. You've done a great job. You guys have all of your estate planning done?
Yeah. We have our living trust.
Of course you do.
Thank you.
Who's going to get all your money?
My niece, my goddaughter, my nephew.
Oh my gosh. It's good to be Janet and her husband's kin. That's what I would say. You guys are amazing. Thank you very much for getting in touch with us. Gang, this is an amazing story because what savers they are, right? On good income, not over the top income, but also I get the sense that Janet and the spouse are very hyper-focused on living within their means, socking money away, buying rental properties, doing all this. Like they did everything right. And so they also, they're of an age where they caught a housing market that was on fire, which is great. And pensions to boot. God dang it. Where's our pension, Mark?
You're creating your own pension.
Oh, for God's sakes. It's not as good as having a state do it for me. They're on the hook, not me. I mean, I'm on the hook for my own pension. I have pension envy. There's no doubt about it. All right, that's it. That is the program. He's Mark Talercio, and he is the best co-host, executive producer, and king of all things web. Now, remember, go to our website. That's where all of our content lives. There, you can subscribe to Jill on Money Live. That is our quarterly live webinar and bonus content paywall, which is going to remain at $35 for the whole year. Mark just couldn't be bothered to do anything else. Also, check out YouTube show called Jill on Money, powered by The Compound. We really love doing that. We're distributed by Paramount Global. We drop our episodes Tuesdays and Thursdays. If you could leave us a rating or a review wherever you listen, that would be great. Put your hands metaphorically on someone's back. Change your work, change your wealth, change your life. Thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next week.